story time. Ready?
I'm ready.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
If you are happy and you know it, wink your eye. If you're happy and you know it, wink your eye.
If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, wink your eye.
If you're happy and you know it, click your tongue.
If you're happy and you know it, click your tongue. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, click your tongue.
If you're happy and you know it, be real quiet. If you're happy and you know it, be real quiet. If you're happy and you know it, your face is gonna show it. If you're happy and you know it, be real quiet. Woo! That was pretty good.
That was.
Let's do Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
Okay.
I love to do that.
I do
Let's do
too.
Christmas Star. Okay. Twinkle, twinkle, Christmas star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, Christmas star, how I wonder what you are. Did you know it's apple?
No.
I struck myself with something sharp, and I bleeded. Ooh, blood.
No.
Let's sing the Bobo song. Oh, 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 gee, I have a Bobo. Oh, 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 my Bobo hurts so. Oh, 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 gee, I have a Bobo. What are you going to say? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
That made you feel bad. That's a fun one. Let's see, we could do our ABC song. That's always good.
We
Let's do that.
could.
Here we go. Okay, we got to turn up at the loo here and let her ready to go. O A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S T U V W X Y and Z. Now I know my
ABCs. Can I have a cookie, please?
very good. We're just having a good time singing this morning. What else can we sing?
Oh, what about the spider?
Let's do that. We haven't done that. We had a good time. Okay, here we go.
Ready?
The itsy bitsy spider climbed up the water spout, and down came the rain and washed the spider out, and out came the sun and it dried up all the rain, and the itsy bitsy spider climbed up the spout again. And you know what that has the same tune of row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is buttercream. Now what'd you say?
I said life is buttercream.
Well, I
What
said
did
if
you
I fall in,
say?
I'll scream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily,
Life is buttercream.
my turn. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 if I fall in, I'll scream. Well, this is a silly story. It is a Scooter Mouse story. The name of it is The Runaway Shoes.
The Runaway Shoes.
Well, you see, I just think about probably shoes get tired of their job. I mean, everybody gets tired of their job. There's no job that is perfect. Like sometimes you have to clean your room up, you know, when you're working in the workroom, and
That's
it looks really
right.
bad. My part of it does looks really bad sometimes. It looks like a hurricane came through. Looks kind of like me. Now, let me see. Shoes have a pretty bad time because people step on them all the time, and they have to get in mud, and in the wintertime they get in cold stuff like snow, and bad days they get in rain, you see, and so it gets to be a pretty bad job of being a shoe. So this is a story about some shoes, and this is an old-fashioned story. I think it probably is a story that happened over in the country, maybe of Switzerland. So Once upon a time, there was an old man and an old lady. Let's name them Miss Ethel and Mr. Fred. Those are my favorite names. And so they always fixed their shoes on Saturday. Saturday, see, they cleaned their shoes up pretty so they would be all cleaned up and look nice to go to church on Sunday. Because see, those shoes, they had to walk a lot. Miss Ethel and Miss Fred did not have a car. They lived in a time back in the country when they didn't have that. And they had to walk everywhere, and so the shoes got all dusty, and sometimes they got muddy, and so they would always clean them up on Saturday so they'd be all shiny and clean to go to church on Sunday. Now, one Saturday morning, they had put them out there, and they were so proud of them. But you see, when they had their shoes all cleaned up, then they had to wear their bedroom slippers. So they didn't have but one pair of shoes. They take very good care of them, so they had their bedroom slippers on. And they were looking at the shoes. They had done such a good job, and all of a sudden, they heard a racket out on the porch, on the steps, and they looked out, and lo and behold, the shoes were walking down the path and going out the gate. They were running away.
Oh,
because the shoes had had a discussion with themselves, and they had decided that they were sick of being shoes and having people step on them all the time. And they had to go through water, and they had to go through mud, and they had to go through dust, and so they were just going to run away and have a fine time, and they were not going to be anybody's shoes anymore. Now, Miss Ethel and Mr. Fred looked out, and Miss Ethel said, "Fred, get on your bedroom slippers. Make sure you got your bedroom slippers on. The shoes are running away." "What do you think about it, Ethel? The shoes are running away." So they put their bedroom slippers on, and out they went. Now, y'all help us. They're running down the road and running down the road. And see, the shoes were traveling along ahead of them, and they knew that Miss Ethel and Mr. Fred were coming after them, and so they thought to themselves, what can we do? It won't be any time before they'll have us, and then they'll take us back home, and then we'll have to go to church tomorrow, and then the next day we'll have to go to the store, and we'll have to be working and doing everything they said, and letting them step on us all the time. Come on, what can... About that time they heard a noise. "Ma, moo," and they looked up, and they were out in the pasture, and there was a cow, and they said, "I tell you what, let's do. Let's get the cow to put us on her. She's got 4 hooves. That'd be 2 for me and 2 for you, and that way they'll never even know us." And they did that exactly. They talked to the cow. The cow said, "Duh, what y'all want?" They said, "We're running away. Miss Ethel and Mr. Fred are trying to catch us, and we're tired of being shoes and getting muddy and dirty and all that stuff. Look, slip us on your feet, and they'll run right past us. They'll never notice a cow with shoes on." And that is exactly what that cow did. She slipped, just stepped right, her hooves right into there. And Miss Ethel and Mr. Fred, they just run, "Hurry, Fred, come on." I think they went that way. And they went running right on by and missed them completely. Well, then the shoes said, "Thank you very much. You should always thank anybody for something that they did for you." The cow said, "Moo." The cow was very glad. Now, they were running, and Mr. Fred and Miss Ethel, they had run all over through the pasture looking for it, and the shoes started running again, and they got down by the water, and they made a big mess in the water. It was a lot of fun. But about that time, they heard Miss Ethel and Mr. Fred, "I think they went over here by the creek, come on." And they said, about that time the alligator come. I like to do the alligator. Let's do it real quick. "Here comes a hungry crocodile." Crocodile and alligator is about the same thing. There's a little bit of difference in them, but they're both pretty scary. This is a big crocodile. "Here comes a hungry crocodile with his sly, sneaky smile. Here comes a hungry crocodile." That scares me. "With his sly, sneaky smile." Little birds better get out of the way, and fish, you better swim home today, because here comes that hungry crocodile with his sly, sneaky smile. He's going chomp, chomp, chomp in the swamp. No! I thought that'd scare you. They said, "Look, let's get over there by the creek and get the crocodile. They'll put us on, and they'll never come over there by this." They ran over there and said, "Mr. Crocodile, what do you want? Help us. We're running away. We're tired of being shoes and getting muddy and dirty and having to get stomped on by people. We're running away. Hide us quick, because Miss Ethel and Mr. Fred are chasing us, and they'll never come down here and look for you, for us down there by the river, by the creek." And so the crocodile just slipped his feet right in there. And sure enough, Miss Ethel and Mr. Fred just went running right on by, right on by. And finally they said, "Well, we best well just get home. We just have to stay at home tomorrow. Too bad, we'll just miss church." Well, we'll sing some hymns and read from the Bible, and we'll just have to miss it. Maybe someday we'll find our shoes. Maybe someday we'll have enough money to buy a new pair. When the shoes heard that, then they began to feel bad. So they began to get them. They said, poor old things, they won't ever get to go anywhere, to church or the store, walking or anything. But look at us. Woo, we're a mess. We got muddy down by the creek, and we got all dusty and full of bear lice, you know, those little things that stick on you when you're out in the well, I tell you what, there's a man in the village that fixes his shoes. He's called a cobbler, but he'll probably clean us up. So let's run to the village. So they ran to the village, and they said, Mr. Cobbler looked out and he said, I wish you would look at those shoes. They are a disgrace. Come on in here and get in my shop. Boy, he got them in there. And he cleaned them up, he washed them up, and then he polished them, then he shined them all up. They looked like brand new shoes. And he said, my goodness gracious, those look like fine shoes. And the shoe said, well, thank you very, very much. We're going to go home now. And he said, well, don't do that again now, you hear? So they went home. And the old man and the old lady heard them coming, and they were so tickled to see them, and they looked so nice and clean and pretty, that they put them on and went for a walk right then and there. And then I think they went to church the next morning. And that's a good story, and it's called The End. And what? They lived
happily ever after.
How about that? Isn't that a fun, silly story? That's kind of like Scooter Mouse. He would have a funny story like that. I don't think mice wear shoes, though.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think a cow or a crocodile does either.
I thought about that, but I don't believe they do either. But they were nice to help them
They
out.
were nice to help them out.
I guess we better say goodbye.
Okay.
Goodbye, goodbye. We're glad you came today. Goodbye, goodbye. Now it's time for you to find something to do today and play.
Bye-bye.
Bye.